for the record, back again. You can't get rid of us.
We're not going anywhere.
11-6, Thursday Night Football. Oh boy, we got a stinker going, not only.
Oh, this has not been fun to watch. This is a good background game.
Ooh, that's a great background game.
Mm-hmm. It's a great background game.
Just check in every 10, 15 minutes.
Go.
Oh, okay.
Get your chores done. Do the dishes. Do your laundry. You're not going to miss anything here.
Speaking of things that you don't want to miss, dare I say, we had a great week in college football.
We did. It was super exciting. A lot of good games. Couple we knew were going to go one way did. Upset alert for what I would deem the number one team in the ACC. Florida Georgia was a lot closer than maybe a lot of us would have thought. It's a rivalry game, so it's always going to be close, but didn't think it was going to be quite that close.
Well, we also went 7-3 with our picks. Obviously, we got Houston big wrong as they got upset by West Virginia at home. Notre Dame won but didn't cover, and Cincinnati got
destroyed. Yeah, might be on that one, I suppose.
So we're gonna pretend that one didn't happen, but we roll on. To your point, we had some good games. We are the first CFB came out. Let me see here. I believe it came out yesterday or Tuesday.
Tuesday.
But let's see what we got here. So a lot of the news that I saw surrounding this was like, oh hey, this team made it, because it was a surprise of kind of that muddled area of that next tier team. Everybody knows who the top 10 teams ish are, but I think it's that next big group. But if we go through, Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, BYU, Texas Tech, Oregon, Notre Dame at 10, Texas, Oklahoma, Utah 13, Virginia, Louisville, Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech, Miami, USC, and then Iowa at 20. And I believe it's 12? Is it 12 or 16 this year?
12.
12, okay. So Oklahoma would be the cutoff. So as it currently stands, we have 3 teams at 1 loss that are not getting in. Virginia at 14, Louisville at 15, and Georgia Tech, coincidentally all ACC teams. Do you see it staying that? I mean, there's no chance, right? There's no ACC team getting in right now.
Honestly, I think I can see it staying that way. The only way this is going to change is if they let in the ACC champion, and that's also it's going to include, Texas isn't going to remain a 2-loss team. Ole Miss was probably going to drop another game. So I don't see it staying that way. But I'm definitely curious how we've got some 2-loss teams ahead of 1-loss teams, and how we have 1-loss teams ahead of no-loss teams.
True.
A little, but I digress.
You make a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, looking here, to your point, some of these teams, Texas Tech 8, plays BYU 7 this week. Who else? A&M plays Missouri this week. Oregon plays Iowa this week. So there are some higher-ranked games, but yeah, I don't know. Just looking at it, I guess it's hard to come up with a ton of arguments, but Miami certainly have played themselves out of it.
Yes.
It's amazing that Georgia Tech was having a great season. Yes, I get it. They lost to NC State away by 8, or 12, sorry. But does that knock them out of the top 12? I don't know.
I don't know. I certainly think they're a better football team than Texas. And I guess Texas isn't in the CFP 12, but they're in the AP top 12. Sorry,
no,
I'm looking at two different.
They're at 11
lists.
right now. They're at the CFP 11. It's
Oh,
them in Oklahoma
indeed. Yep.
at the back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Them in Oklahoma. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, there's still some of the season to play, and, like, it's not going to stay that way, right? Like, some of these teams are going to drop another game down the
Yes.
stretch.
Or
But
to your point, conference championship games or whatever else.
are going to carry some weight and stuff, too. But I definitely think it's a lot of these teams are getting snubbed.
I would like to think an ACC champ of that group of three, group of four, really, with Miami, would get in over a Utah, Oklahoma, probably Texas.
Yes. And should.
And
Should
yes,
get it.
yes. And your BYU as an undefeated team who's all the way down at 7, right? If they run the table in the Big 12, that would be a top 4 team.
Should be.
Yeah, well, I guess you're right.
Should be.
Using should is important here.
Yes. Should be.
Allegedly.
But we've got, like, Alabama ahead of Georgia, whose Alabama loss is way worse than Georgia's loss.
True.
Now, I know that's a head-to-head situation there, but then why is Ole Miss so far down? I don't know. A lot of questions, but
if there was any opportunity to, which, like, again, will never happen in my lifetime, but a way to, like, almost, like, go behind the scenes, I would love to sit in or be a fly on the wall in those conversations.
where's Netflix?
Oh,
Where's Netflix at?
they
You know what I
would
mean?
never-
You know what I mean?
They
Right?
have to keep it veiled so all the backroom deals can happen.
Mhm.
But yes, imagine if you could sit in on it and be like, "Oh, well, why'd you pick so and so over so and so?" And because I think it's a committee of like 16 people.
Yeah, that all
Oh.
sit and
Oh, I
discuss.
love
And Yep.
Just drinking beers, watching football. But
Yep.
this team's been in the other one.
Show me their morning coffee on game day. Like,
Yes.
show me everything.
On to some of the games of the week. Again, we had a very good week last week, 7-3 with the picks. Can we do it again this week? We'll see. But we start off BYU at Texas Tech. BYU plus 10.5. And I think this is the test here.
Yep. And I mean, these are, like, said it just a moment ago, some of these teams are going to drop a game down the stretch. Which of these potential CFP teams wants it more? Big 12 at noon in Texas?
In
I mean-
Lubbock, or Lubbock.
Do they cover the spread?
I think that's the question here, right? If it was
That's a bigger question, yeah.
If it was 3.5, I think Texas covers that. 10.5.
They really think it's going to be a stomping.
Yeah, but I'm leaning BYU here
For spread reasons?
for
I
spread
think
reasons.
I think BYU comes out and just might win it.
Well, then
I'm not-
definitely take them plus 10.5.
I'm not putting a slip on that, but it's college football. I can definitely see that happening.
On to Indiana. Indiana travels to Penn State. Indiana only favored 13.5.
I think, I mean, the score was at 38-14, I think, but I think that's more of a slight at Indiana. Like, hey, we know Penn State doesn't look good, but maybe we don't think you're
But
that
are you
good.
for real? Yeah.
Yeah, Indiana needs to come out and beat them better than Ohio State did,
And I think
but
they
we'll see.
will.
And I think, excuse me, I think that's on their game plan for sure.
Georgia, Mississippi State. Georgia favored 7.5. Now, that Florida game was a little iffy, but that's a rivalry game.
It's got more
neutral.
weight to it. Yep,
Exactly.
it's got more
I-
weight.
I would tend
People
to
are
lean
playing
Georgia
with,
here
yeah.
and take care of business. Ohio State, Purdue. Ohio State, 28.5.
Probably,
Over the 2-7 Boilermakers.
probably, yeah.
Miami hosting Syracuse. Miami 27.5. This is one of those.
I don't think so. I mean,
Syracuse
they haven't.
did lose their quarterback though.
Maybe. But I don't know. I mean, maybe this is Miami's, all right, we're out of our slump week. Let's just beat the dog off an ACC player, but I don't know. I don't think so. 27.5.
And the only devil's advocate I can give here is the CFP coming out and motivational thing. Is it like a, hey, we thought we were here, they put us outside the top 12, we have to go and start to perform a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's by 4 scores.
It's a lot of points.
I think I'm leaning with you. It is at home, though.
Maybe, but
Yeah,
I'm still.
I'm good with the orange. Last 4 here. I've got Vanderbilt hosting Auburn. Vanderbilt is -7.5.
Fair. I think Auburn is can be some giant killers here and further kill Vanderbilt's, kind of hope at the CFP. But I can see Vanderbilt taking care of business after going down last week. So
Love that. Wisconsin hosting Washington. Washington -11.5.
fine. Wisconsin hasn't looked great.
Roll with it. And then Louisville, Cal. Louisville 18.5 points.
It's a lot of points. ACC opponent.
Ton of points.
They're gonna have to though, because they're even closer than Miami. So
I'm sorry. Did you just say is Cal in the ACC?
yeah.
What's the point? What's the point of having
Yeah.
I'm sorry. California is in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Yeah. So is Stanford. Think about it.
Oh, I don't know how I missed that.
That game was at 10:30 at Stanford a couple weekends ago. Well,
Yeah, I remember that. That's
almost a month ago. Yeah.
all right. I'm inclined to take Cal here with the freshman quarterback.
Okay.
Alabama hosting LSU. Alabama 10.5. I don't see a reason that they don't.
Yeah.
cover.
Unfortunately, LSU interim coach.
Correct.
I mean, maybe they'll come out and surprise us, but
Hey, maybe the governor coaches the game.
hey, that'd be something. That would be something.
And then here's your last one. Notre Dame, number 10 Notre Dame hosts Navy. Notre Dame 24.5.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be 24.5.
Okay. I love that. I love that for us. Well, that kind of anything else you got for college?
No, I think I looked
Definitely
at
going to end
them
up dipping back into college in a little bit here, but we'll preface that we had a big NFL week. News-wise, of course. I mean, the games were every week. Right, there's storylines and whatnot, but this week was a trade deadline.
It was. You guys lost a couple pieces.
Oh, we'll get to the Jets. But my question is, what's the last monumental trade deadline you remember that like this mid-season where there were wheels and deals getting done? Because I struggled to think about it.
I can't think of anything because like NBA's easy, right? Like we just had one Luka, like that was crazy. I can't think of anything monumental.
KD to the Warriors.
Yeah, mid-season.
No, that wasn't mid-season. That was 4th of July.
No, yeah, that was over the summer. I can't think of anything NFL mid-season that.
No, to your point, I was thinking about it. I was struggling, and deadline was 4 p.m. Tuesday, and we're getting closer and closer to it, and it's like by 1 o'clock, there were still, it was only minor deals. Like it was guys you'd maybe heard of, or guys that are like, oh, maybe that'll be it. But there was like, oh yeah, this guy's getting traded for a conditional 7th, or we're gonna pick swap in the 6th round for you to take this guy's salary. It wasn't anything that was season changing or franchise altering.
Right.
If that makes sense. And then the 2 to 3 p.m. was D-Day for trade deadline. And to your point, Jets made some big deals, traded away Sauce Gardner, which that's Geno Smith getting picked off there. That's through Ashton Genty's hands.
Oh, and then he got clocked.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he should have got that too. But The Sauce Gardner one I read about afterwards, total surprise. He had no idea. Genuinely had no idea. And the GM uh, wasn't even really thinking about trading him. And a good offer came in. And, man, I'm sitting here and I remember Jamal Williams was the same thing. And those 2 first round picks turned into Elijah Vera Tucker and Garrett Wilson. And it's like, if you draft well, it makes sense to have the draft picks.
Yeah.
And I think that goes for any team, right? If you draft well. But if you pick up these picks, because the Colts are in first place, project to have a good season, what's this pick going to be worth next year? Maybe it's the 30th pick, the 29th pick, whatever, right? The Jets are bad, so we'll have a top 5 from us. We'll have a number 30 from them. Plus, we'll also be at the top of the second round. So potentially, we'll have 3 picks in the top.
Top 2 rounds. Yeah.
Yeah. My issue here is that you are punting on this season, but also I feel like you're kind of punting on young talent wanting to stay in New York. Like Sauce's whole thing was, I want to be a Jet for life. Yeah, of course he wants to win, but he even said, he was like, no, this is what I want to do. I want to stay here. I want to compete. I want to wear green. He said, if I leave, I'm going to be New York's biggest hater, is what he said. And that was last year. And you signed him to this big extension, highest paid quarterback in the league. And even though he's not producing the tackles and interceptions that you want, he was posting, I think it was per PFF, the lowest target rate for people he was covering in the league. Like, he was only getting targeted a fraction of the time per game. So him just being there is already throwing off offenses.
And that's the stat you want out of your DBs. I mean, the tackles and the interceptions are great. They look nice. Mm-hmm. But for a team to kind of game plan around where you're going to be, that, like you said, it totally throws them off what they're trying to do. It's like teams running opposite of Myles Garrett. Like, you're not going to run into, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to run into that guy.
No. Or Micah Parsons or
exactly.
Or Quinnen Williams, which was another one. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, yeah, like, part of me gets it. I'm really 50-50. Oh. Fumble. Oakland ball. They haven't called it yet. Yeah, I'm really 50-50 because I think the best way... Oh, he's down. The best way I saw it described, ESPN put an article out, and they put trade deadline winners and losers. And the trade loser was the 2025 Jets, but the trade winner was 2026 and beyond Jets. So you're sacrificing an already lost season, which is fine, in hopes that you can finally turn around in the future. But then, and I'll hit you with this question, I read this interesting piece from Adam Schefter that said, if you're the Cincinnati Bengals, how much draft capital is it taking for you to trade Joe Burrow?
Ooh.
Because we now own 5 first-round picks in the next 2 years.
The Jets?
Yep. 2 of our own, 2 of Indy's, and 1 of Dallas. Dallas is next year.
So, what, give you guys Burrow and go for picks? Or, there's obviously other outlets there.
Yeah, there's a couple other things there. But yes, it would be for you guys to potentially be picking up a younger, healthier, cheaper quarterback. Also considering, again, the Jets are going to have a top 3 to 5 pick this year.
This year, yeah. That is a very good question. I mean, I don't know what's going through Bengals ownership's head, but injuries definitely have to be something.
Right.
And they made a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Missed the playoffs last year. between that, I think maybe made the playoffs. Maybe there's another AFC Championship appearance, but I could be remembering wrong. I don't know. I mean, you just re-signed Higgins. Chase got an extension.
Yeah, AFC Championship 2022, lost 23-20 at the Chiefs. 2021, you lose in the Super Bowl. That's crazy. Yeah, you went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of no playoffs. Then you go make it to the Super Bowl.
And then the AFC Championship. And then
nothing the last 2 years.
Nothing the last 2 years.
And this year's not looking.
This year's not going to happen either. Especially, I mean, we lost the Jets and then we lost last week to
the Bears.
Yes.
That was a heartbreaker.
Yeah, that was terrible. So this year's not happening. I don't know. Maybe it's an option.
It was something that was interesting to me, and I never even thought about it. But if I was a fan of a team that had yes, I know he's the face of that franchise. I get that, but often injured quarterback, but you have the other pieces around him, and you need some help on defense. I mean, you cash him in, you pick up some high draft picks. Potentially, you can fix the defense and pick up a cheap quarterback. I mean, that's how you made your run the first time, was a cheap quarterback.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That was interesting to me. I don't expect it to happen. I don't expect the Jets to actually do that. I think this new GM is going to want to draft and say, hey, I did this. I drafted well. That's why I made these trades. But it is what it is. I'm not... Sauce is going to go... He's going to be an all-pro next year. The Colts are going to make the playoffs. They're going to... I don't think they'll win the whole thing, but he's going to play some pivotal part. He's going to have some tipped pass or some interception or whatever in, like, a divisional game in the playoffs. And it's like, oh, yeah, I remember that former Jet. I'm like, that's going to just kill me.
Yeah. You should be doing that for us.
Yeah, not that we would have been that far, but, Sauce, I wish him well. He wanted to be here. Now, Quinn Williams was a little bit different story. Was here since 2019. What I thought was so interesting, though, is after he was traded, there were stories that he was, like, with his tight knit group of friends and family, that he was really disgruntled. And he didn't like the new ownership, didn't like the new coach, didn't like how things were being done, wanted to leave. So for that, first pick, first round, and a second rounder, and you traded for a player that was a former first or second round pick. So you're getting a D tackle in
right.
return. I don't know. If you're just going to go full rebuild, go full rebuild, whatever. I mean, just do it. And then we'll see. We'll see, and I'll just not watch the games this year. But, we're playing the Browns this week. To me, that was a winnable game. Fully, roster fully together.
Yeah.
No chance now. Dylan Gabriel's going to have his best game of his career.
Brown's going to go off on you guys.
Jerry Jeudy, 6 for 120 with 2 touchdowns. Sauce would have been guarding him. But, no, it's, again, you drafted, as I think his name is Azariah Thomas, who is Florida State. You drafted him out of the third round. Who's Florida State or Alabama? And you hope that he's the fix. And he could just replace him as a cornerback. We'll see. But I'm not, my hopes are as low as the floor. Any other big trades you saw?
No, not trades. I did see, some more officiating that, in my opinion, is just terrible. We've got the guys cheating in college.
Is this what I think it is?
It is exactly what you think it is. It was only 2 pumps. It was only 2 pumps. We've all seen it. Everybody's seen it. Come on. We've got a whole team lining up to row a boat, and we can't do 2/3 of a Key and Peele skit.
I think my favorite part of that entire thing was Keegan-Michael Kay making a video and being like, guys, I'm sorry, you only did 2 pumps. And then the quote from Rico Dowdle right? It was Rico, or was it Chubb? No, it wasn't Chubb Hubbard.
It was Rico scored the
Yeah.
touchdown, and yeah.
And the quote from him was like, "Look, man, we go over this every single week. I thought 2 pumps was fine." I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Because clearly you saw that and was like, oh, if they could do it in the sketch, maybe I can do it over here.
Yeah, exactly.
And that referee was behind him, watching him like a hawk, waiting for
Oh.
the second one, and just tossed that thing in the air.
Instantly. I just thought it was funny. And then, like,
No, that is funny.
as soon as the flag was thrown, all the players turned and looked at the sideline and held up, and they were like,
It was
it
only
was,
2 pumps.
it was two. Like, what are you talking about?
No, I think, yeah, bummer for them. But you know what? Panthers are a good story right now.
Indeed.
Different if that's making the news and the Panthers lost. Right, then it's a negative. It's like, oh, well, whatever, maybe that penalty cost them. No, dude, you just beat the Packers.
Yes, the Packers, who were looking like one of the best teams in the league, have
Packers are
dropped
so weird.
they tied the boys, and they've dropped games to the Browns and the Panthers.
Such a weird team.
So
And we'll get into them in a second when we do these,
Yeah.
when we do these previews, but one of the weirder teams in the league. Bone eggs, nothing. Such a trash game. All right. Yeah, that's our trade deadline stuff. We had a pretty good week last week. Look in here. Oops, sorry, wrong one. 8-6.
not bad.
Not bad at all. Not bad. We recover. Pick it up. Ravens blew out the Dolphins, which we saw that coming. As we talked about, your Bengals lost a heartbreaker to the Chicago Bears. What was it? 41-year-old Joe Flacco, I think he threw for 470 yards.
Yeah, 470 and 4 touchdowns, 31 of 47.
Dude, to me, that is... And I know Jamar Chase had some comments on it. I know Chase Brown had some comments after the game. You just got to stop him at the end with 20 seconds left. Because the game is over. You drove down the field. You got your touchdown. You got your lead. Just close it out.
Mm-hmm.
And to give that up in the last play is tough.
To Caleb Williams, man, come on.
And Colston Loveland. Vikings beat the Lions in Detroit with J.J. McCarthy.
Makes his return, comes in, beats the Lions in Detroit, which exactly what you need to do for a divisional rival there.
I still don't. The issue is I still don't know how to feel about Minnesota.
Oh, I don't either. But they're winning the games against the big guys right there, so
True.
hey, keeping themselves in the picture.
LA Chargers took care of business, beat Tennessee, although it was a closer game. They did beat the Tennessee Titans. Atlanta beat New England. This was tough too because that kicker for Atlanta could have won the game. The guy who took over for Young Hoku.
Yeah, late extra point miss.
And if you go, I feel like they had the momentum because New England was up pretty early in this game. But Atlanta comes back, takes over. That's tough. But the Patriots 7-2 right now.
Keep on rolling. I think they got the Bucks this week.
Yeah, that'll be one of the games of the weekend for sure. San Fran takes care of business against the Giants. Mac Jones at the helm still. Indianapolis Colts drop a game to the Steelers, 27-20.
Losing to icy hot Aaron Rodgers, man.
AARP Rodgers, yeah.
Yeah.
Denver wins in another ugly game. Is that a theme here? Does Denver just play ugly games?
I think so.
Jets
think
game
so.
was ugly. This game was ugly.
Yeah, they just, I don't know, playing down to the level of their competition or
bad, yeah.
something, but
They go into Houston, play against a decent defense. Very defensive game, but 18-15. Most of those points came in the second half because I'm pretty sure Houston was up 15 to 0?
15-7 going into
15-7,
the
okay.
fourth. Yeah.
We talked about Panthers beat Green Bay in Green Bay. Drops those Packers to 5-2-1. Jacksonville beats the Raiders in overtime. And I have a bone to pick with this one.
Let's hear it.
Because the Jackers go down and score, Raiders go down and score. There's like a minute-ish, I think, left in overtime. Raiders have the opportunity to go for 2. And I get that you're sitting there and you're like, what do we have to lose? The Raiders, you just need have a little bit of hope. Just kick the extra point. Like that's almost like, again, if the Jets are in that situation, I get it because you might be kicking yourself for the draft position because you have a tie. But your franchise is waiting for something positive.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to, like, at home, you have this comeback against the potential playoff team in the AFC. You score a late touchdown in overtime. Just kick the field goal and say, hey, look, we did it. We tied this team. And maybe that's a soccer fan in me, and ties are a thing. But I don't know. The going for 2, I know you want to win it. But I'm always like, dude, pump the brakes. Get the easy point, and you roll on.
Yeah, and I sort of said the same thing about the Rams when they lost a few weeks ago. It's like they were going for something funky, and it's like, no, dude, just take the points, kick the field goal. Like, chalk it up, good game. But, these coaches get paid to do what they do.
True. And who knows the pressure they're going to be getting from their general managers and owners and stuff like that.
Right.
I get that.
Why didn't you go for the win? Or, no. So.
Rams at home take care of business against the Saints, 34-10.
Made it look easy.
Just New Orleans, man. I know we want to talk about the Jets, but New Orleans is in trouble.
They're tough.
Buffalo beats up on Kansas City, 28-21. Did you watch any of this game?
I did. Yeah, it was a pretty good football game first half. Slowed down, got a little more defensive, but it seemed like it was all Bills kind of the whole time.
That's what I was going to say too. Although this game was a 7-point win, it felt so much bigger than that because Mahomes didn't have a great game. I feel like the Buffalo defense got to him a ton. And honestly, like I was sitting there thinking about the Chiefs because they were talking about wanting to trade for Geno Smith. Geno Smith's down.
Ooh.
Kenny Pickett's warming up. God, do I want to watch this replay? I looked at.
Just tweak something, maybe.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, there's nothing
I don't
obvious.
know.
Thank God. My thing is with Kansas City, it's almost like they've been getting away with it, but now not having a legitimate running back and having wide receivers that don't really contribute is catching up to them. Right, so they were rumored to want to trade for Breece Hall, and I think that puts them back into Super Bowl category right away.
Easy. Yeah.
Easy. You add a all-star, Pro Bowl running back to that team, but they don't have the offensive superpowers that they had in years past. Kareem Hunt's not what he used to be. Isaiah Pacheco will run through a brick wall, but he's only getting a yard. I just think it's a weird team.
It is, and I don't think we see them. I don't think we see them in the championship game, but
Yeah.
we'll see. Because like I said, I'm looking at this roster, I'm looking at these names, and I'm like, these guys aren't really doing a whole lot, like you said. But they're the Chiefs, and I feel like Andy Reid's got something. Yep, Andy Reid's just a genius.
True.
And knows what to do with the pieces he has. So, but
Hard to disagree with that.
yeah,
This was. Did you see this injury?
yeah,
Is that
this
on
was
Washington?
yeah, this was a gross, super gross hyperextension of that elbow there. That was really unfortunate. Now the game was over.
I think that's point number one, right? Fourth quarter, it's a blowout. Pull your starter. What's the point? But also, it feels like there's been more bad injuries this year.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we can't even cut to that replay. They're showing the. I think it was when the second guy jumped on his. They're showing it right here. Gino's fine. He goes down. Guy jumps on him. Oh, he looks like dead leg in the knee. Knee to knee collision. Kenny Pickett's in. Just who you want at quarterback. Oh boy.
Smothered. Because they know the run's coming, so.
Yeah, because who's going to trust Kenny Pickett? No, but to your point, it's I just feel like there's a lot of gruesome injuries this year, and it sucks because these guys are like all stars,
Yeah.
and to lose them means like yep, you're putting a damper on kind of the season, or your team loses somebody. But yeah, that to me that shuts down Washington's season. They're done. They're over.
Yeah, it was already looking pretty grim, but especially not have Jaden there to, maybe in the latter half of the season pull out some wins.
Mm-hmm.
They're out of contention for sure.
And then the last one of the week, Dallas loses to the Arizona Cardinals. I'm looking good on this under for Dallas. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
Dallas
I still got
loses
mine
to
going.
Arizona.
I love this every week.
We gotta watch that. Arizona with Jacoby Brissett, no Kyler Murray, and then Marvin Harrison Jr. decided to show up as a professional this week and had a great game. Had led all receivers. That includes George Pickens and that includes CeeDee Lamb. And yeah, Arizona wins by 10. But we roll on to this week. So we had already locked in the Broncos. And by we, I mean me, because there's no way that.
I mean, I wasn't going to pick the Raiders, but we'll see how this fourth quarter turns out.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
still
let's back it
10-7, so.
Let's go Colts Falcons.
The Falcons seem so wishy-washy.
Mm-hmm.
Colts did just lose, but I think I got to go Colts.
Bears Giants.
Bears. I mean, if Giants were full strength, I'd have to pick the Giants, but losing Scatterbo, I think that's one of the teams. Their seasons is it's over.
Bills Dolphins.
Should be Bills.
Agreed. That would be if it's not, something's wrong.
Should be, but Dolphins have done weirder things.
Ravens Vikings.
It's gonna be a good one. Jackson looked really good on
He
his
did.
return.
And healthy.
Yep. So I'm gonna go Ravens.
Browns Jets.
Think I'm gonna go Browns here.
Is there a tie option? Patriots Buccaneers. To me, I think this is game of the week.
I also think so. 1 p.m. slot, so a good early game to get your day started. I gotta pick Tampa.
I love that.
Baker.
Saints Panthers.
Panthers.
Jaguars Texans.
See, this is what I don't know. Because
Yes.
Texans defense looked really good. Jaguars haven't really been producing, in my opinion, what they can. It's got the Jaguars favored, so I'm going to take them.
Okay. Cardinals Seahawks.
I think the Seahawks run away with this.
Rams Niners.
Rams.
Lions Commanders.
Lions.
Steelers Chargers.
Chargers should beat the Steelers
This
here.
is another tight one, though. Potentially tight one.
Potentially, yeah. I'm going to go Chargers. I think this might be like a must-win for them.
Ooh, I like that. Okay. Especially if Mahomes keeps winning, too.
Yeah.
Eagles Packers.
I kind of go Eagles. Green Bay's favored, but
Yeah, at home.
you just drop to the Panthers. Maybe you come back with a little more funk, but
That's fair.
The Eagles have looked arguably more consistent.
Well, that's all I have for NFL. But before we get into the NBA stuff, I have 2 questions here. Let me see if I screenshot it up for you. So here's the first one. This is Embrace Debate. All in their prime, which one's getting cut? Larry Fitzgerald, Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, Megatron.
Well, it's not Megatron.
Calvin Johnson.
I don't think it's Larry either.
So Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, in their prime. I think I have an answer. I don't think it's an easy answer by any means. I think it's more down to preference and what your team needs.
It's not. I've cut it down to, I've cut it down myself to Julio and Antonio.
I mean, between this one here.
I think maybe Julio Jones.
I would also agree Julio. I think there's an argument. There's an argument for Antonio Brown for off the field issues. But if you're going strictly in his prime for 60 minutes of a football game, I don't see a way that you cut him.
Yeah.
Because that man was electric.
Yes.
On the day that he was arrested or extradited today out of Dubai. But that was thing one. Thing number 2 I had was, I think this was ESPN's or the Athletics, but they did a all NFL halfway through the season team. And I don't want to go through every position, but 2 things I wanted to go through. Actually 3. I want to go through some of the star positions here. Who are your first team and second team quarterbacks for your half season All Pros?
I think first team might be Daniel Jones.
Ooh.
For the Colts.
Okay. Second team?
Second team, I'll be honest, I might go Dak or Drake. Drake May.
I think those are both 2 options. This guy has Mahomes and Stafford. I think Stafford deserves a nod for sure.
Okay, yeah. Maybe, you know what? I changed that. I'm going to go Stafford second team.
But Daniel Jones is not a bad shout. I think Dak had it until probably the last week or 2.
I mean, because Dak was looking good even with CD out. The Cowboys weren't, Dak was.
But he was. Running backs. I think there's a clear and obvious answer here, but we'll ask.
What is... Okay, mine's going to be Jahmyr Gibbs.
Ooh. Okay.
What's your clear and obvious?
Jonathan Taylor.
Okay. He's leading the league in rushing right now.
I think he said 2 or 3 touchdown games.
Okay.
And then they have James Cook as second team, which is fine. I think if Rico had taken over a week prior, I think he would have had enough time to solidify that.
Yeah.
But I think if this list is done in 2 weeks from now, I could see him there because he is on fire right now.
He is. Yeah, he's already number 3 right now.
And then there's 6 wide receivers here. Just give me your top 3.
JSN, Jamar Chase, Puka.
Yeah, that's his top 3 as well. His next 3, Drake London, who I believe deserves to have a shot up there, Amon-Ra, and George Pickens. To your point, filling in when CD was out. Says a lot. But, yeah, man, you're at the halfway point, right? We're there. All right. You got anything else for football?
I do. So one of the sports questions I got this week in trivia, I don't remember all of the multiple choice options, but I could fill in. But do you know which NFL team has the most international wins?
It's got to be the Jags.
It is. It is. Wow, that was quick. Boom.
Just because I know that you're guaranteed at least one or two every year. The games, they still have to win them, but I would assume they've probably played the most and won the most.
And the international games, if I'm not mistaken, are relatively newer to the NFL.
Let's look at it.
You know, we're not going back to like the 40s.
No, we're not.
Because
Started in 2007. And then starting in 2016, they started adding other countries. Where are we at here?
that's actually spot on. Because my my time reference was, excuse me, when my football team, when we were younger, won the national championship in 2006. We were at Disney and got a shit ton of football cards. Because there was this one tent just giving out free stacks of football cards. And so we went every single day as players, and then had our mom and dad go, or sister, or brother, or cousin, or whoever. And then my whole family showed up for the last day. So I had all of them hit that tent one or two times. But, point being, I don't remember there being international games for those players.
No, first one, 2007, October. Giants, Dolphins. Do you want to guess the score?
Oh, no. Was it a stinker?
13-10.
Yeah, it was a stinker. Went international for the first time and dropped a freaking 13-10 giant. First of all, why are we sending them?
Well, to be fair, Giants won the Super Bowl in 08.
That's fair. Okay, it was Eli Giants.
And Miami was a playoff team, I want to say, in those years. 2007? Oh, God, no, I'm so sorry. 2007, Miami was 1-15.
Okay, so.
I'm so sorry.
Who won that game? The Giants?
Yeah.
Okay. That was there.
But the following year, the Giants win the Super Bowl, and Miami went 11-5.
Okay, so.
So you know what? You were just a year behind. Year early. That's too funny. Well, let's quickly transition over to the NBA, and then get out of here. My Knicks sitting at 5-3. Not too bad. It's been interesting. But I'm more interested in the storylines that are coming out, less about the games per se. 'Cause it's so early. But what's kind of sticking out to you is we're 3 weeks into the season?
Yeah, the Lakers winning games without LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary.
For sure.
Now we know sort of dynamics change when players are in there, so is that dynamic going to work when he gets back? Obviously, right? It's LeBron, but maybe, you never know. And then, what was one other thing? Wemby. Still Wemby. Is just scary.
Oh. You know, it's funny, I've read an article. Yes, as much as he's dominating, I've read an interesting article today that basically said, let me see if I can pull it up here. The last two games, Lakers and Suns, they lost both. But the Wemby stats were interesting. Let me pull up his box score here and I'll show you. So he was going first 5 games, averaging 30 points, just under 5 blocks, 14.5 rebounds, which is a crazy number.
Yeah.
And 3.5 assists. Shooting 80% free throws and shooting 31% from 3. And a 56% field goal. So he was just, those first 5 games he was cooking. And we talked about that on Halloween as well. Since then, his last 2 games, Sunday, lost at Phoenix by 12, lost to the Lakers by 2. He has combined 28 points scored in those 2 games. A combined 17 rebounds, a combined 5 assists, and 5 blocks. 1 for 7 from 3. And for his field goal, 9 for 28.
Good lord.
In the article had an interesting question of, is the league figuring him out? And I don't think the answer is yes, but could they figure out his scoring? Sure. Right? Even Jokic he's still going to impact the game through other ways. Wemby's always going to impact the game through something else. But if you can figure out how not to give up 32 points to him,
you're in a lot better spot. Yeah, you're in a lot better spot.
But that was interesting to me because it was the talk of the town of how great of a start he's having, and putting up 9 points in Phoenix is that I wouldn't classify that as like superstar behavior, right?
No. I mean an off night, but even then, that's an off night.
And then to only come back and lose to LA and only put up 19. But yeah, that's really it. Chicago 6-1. Oklahoma lost their first game of the season last night. I don't really see much else here. Washington 1-7, Indiana 1-7, Brooklyn 1-7. I did see that there was a potential story, of course, hearsay, but instead of adding teams that has been talked about with Silver, he could maybe want to relocate teams to get to Seattle and to Vegas, which are the two markets that they've pretty much identified. So if you were to move two teams, who are you picking?
You move one of the LA teams?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I think it's too big. They both have their own stadiums now, their own arenas.
Okay, fair.
I think they're too big market. I don't think you could. You'd cause a riot. Like you'd cause something.
Let's look at these teams. Maybe all right. Spit. Maybe Charlotte.
That's not. That's a decent shout there. Yeah, that's a decent shout. I like
Utah.
That. Maybe Utah. That's tough because Utah has all that history. And they have some sick purple jerseys.
That looks like the only two. Maybe Minnesota.
Okay. Any reason in particular, or you just picked them?
I mean, it's Minnesota. Nothing against them, but I'm just looking at. I don't know how much money they're bringing in, but I'm sure it can't compete with Vegas. So you could probably say that about a lot of these teams too, though.
The two that this article suggested was New Orleans and Memphis, and their big reason was if they're both going to be West Coast teams, it makes sense, or Western Conference teams, it makes sense to move those.
Just move them over, yeah.
If it's me, I don't hate moving like Portland.
That was another one I'm looking at here.
Take Portland, Seattle, you'd have a team. Utah, over to Vegas, you'd have a team. You're moving only a couple hours away. A lot of that fan base could stay together. But to your point, you now reinvigorate this whole new state, whole new city, whole new potential fan base for you. I don't think you can keep those names. I think you'd have to go back to the Supersonics. Take those colors, take everything from that. Vegas would be totally new though, so Vegas could kind of come up with what they wanted.
Whatever different.
And again, it's all hypothetical, but Adam Silver has said I think by the end of this year they want to have a plan to either relocate or get those two new teams in, which is exciting. It hasn't happened since mid-90s.
I mean, I know he wants to have a plan. If they do the two new teams, would they have to do something like the NHL did and
yes,
do like a draft from all the other teams?
Yeah, so how the expansion draft, so how the NHL did it is basically if I'm a team that's already existing, I go through my roster and I pick it's kind of like your franchise fantasy football or keep them, right? I pick 5 players that you can't touch. These are my 5 guys. everybody else on the roster is eligible to get taken. So this new team gets to come in, and I think they got to pick, like, hockey's obviously a bigger roster, but you would get to pick a couple of guys off of these other teams combined with your own draft picks, right? You automatically get the number one draft pick, and then you have the first pick in the second round and the first pick. I guess there's only 2 rounds of basketball, but that's automatically you do.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get 2 new picks. You get to pick a new team of essentially leftovers from these other teams, and Bo Nix picked off. What a bad game of football. What's up with my fantasy team here? I don't even want to look. Bo Nix sitting on 9 points. Brock Bowers 1 catch.
Exactly what you're looking for. Start your fantasy weekend.
This is everything I wanted. And I'm both leagues I'm playing it against the Denver defense. Anyways, no, expansion is such an interesting topic. It fascinates me every time they do it because it doesn't happen often. But maybe it is time for the NBA to shake it up. I don't think it's a bad idea.
No, get something new, fresh in the mix. New fan base, new city.
NBA Cup games are on tomorrow night as well. Are you a fan of that? Are you a fan of the NBA Cup?
I haven't really quite understood it. The past, 2 years now?
Third year.
This is 3
Lakers
years?
won it. Pacers won it. This is year 3. Pacers or Bucks?
I like it. I do like it. It's something to get something to draw some sort of excitement to the beginning part of the season.
Yeah, this year they changed it. They're only doing Friday night games for your cup games. So there are no cup games on like a Wednesday, right? So that should draw eyes to your Friday night football game, or Friday night basketball games. And they changed the court design again so that it's something different. Like I get it. I get they're trying to make it feel, and their inspiration is Champions League, right? So you have your Premier League games on the Saturday, but your Champions League games are always going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. But it feels different. There's a different logo. The jerseys are the same, but like the patches are different. So you feel that as a fan. This isn't a regular Saturday game. This is a special game. So we need to watch it or pay attention or see what the standings are. So I get why they do it. It's still, I think to your point, it still feels a little weird. Like I don't think they have it down yet.
Yeah.
They'll have to make a couple changes as we keep going. But they're trying.
I think it's something moving in the right direction, right? They're not trying the same old song and dance that they have been doing. And it is interesting, like, hey, we won the NBA Cup. Like, looking good first half of the season. What do these teams look like in June,
I wonder what would the prize have to be to really get your team like juiced up and excited to play in this? Because I think right now it's a cash prize.
It's cash, yeah.
But these guys make so much money. Most of them make so much money. That doesn't touch them. But I don't know. I was thinking about it. Maybe it's priority in like playoff seeding. Maybe it's, I don't know.
That's how I know gaming, not necessarily the same, but I'm actually repping it tonight. My Smite hoodie. The way they did their season, they broke it up into like 3 phases, and there were 8 teams. You played everybody twice in your first phase, and then they did the top 6 teams or the top 4 teams made it to this playoffs that was on a designated Saturday. There was a little bit more excitement to it. Whoever won that got points, and it helped you later on in the year for your placement at Worlds for like their big final tournament.
Raiders just missed a 48-yard field goal with 4 minutes left.
Ooh, that's tough. So maybe it does give you a little extra. Maybe it's a tiebreaker sort of situation.
Right, 'cause you can't count as more than one win. But
Right.
make it worth something, I guess is my point. Yeah, so that's really it. That's all I had. I say an hour and 15 minutes later. Yeah, no, just one quick thing. I'm feeling like we're in a pretty good spot for sports.
We are. Yeah. Baseball's
we're
over.
gonna be okay.
You know, congrats to the Dodgers. But
Yeah,
now
congrats.
we're NFL's halfway there. NBA's ramping up. NBA Cup here. We're feeling pretty good here.
College, about a month or so left in your regular season games, and a couple bowl games, and then about 2 months until we wrap up the CFB stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be good. Now, what I will say about I guess next week, I think some good CFB games this week. I think some good NFL games this week. I'm hoping to finally start figuring out some of these teams. How good is Texas really? How good is Indiana really?
Mm-hmm.
As they get into some of the bowl games. So yeah, it's always a good time. Always a good time for a sports fan.
Yes. We love the fall here. Weather's changing. It's feeling good.
Well, brother, that's all I got.
That's all I got too. You guys know what to do. Hit that little notification bell, like, subscribe, follow For the Record Sports. And we'll be back next time.
Peace out.